up YouTube? Your Weather Flying Spanner here. Today we have a Model Airport update, the UK version, and it's a bit different. So today I'm going to be going through all our based airlines for the summer. There's some that hasn't kicked fully off yet. So if I do a nice little overview, I've got all of the airlines laid out, all the amount of aircraft they're going to have for the summer schedule anyway. The winter schedule is a little bit different. With some of the, like TUI for example, will only have maybe 2 or 3 aircraft based rather than the, 2 or 3 short haul based rather than the 4 they've got based over the summer. EasyJet would only have 3, etc. So in today's video, I'm just going to go through what routes they're operating and how often, and just kind of what their plan is for hopefully a summer that will kick off in the next month or two. So I'm currently going through the airport schedule that I do, so excuse the mess there. There's my Excel spreadsheet. This is where I get all the routes from, and how I know what aircraft to get out for the certain time period I'm planning for. So I've done all of the Virgin stuff. I do need to merge that into, I might need to add another 787 if I've got the capacity to do so. I've added the Aer Lingus routes. TUI, that one's all filled out. EasyJet, I'm working my way through. And JetTwo, I've worked out where they're going to be flying. I just need to put them onto the schedule and see what happens. But what I didn't realise is when I was kind of planning all of the aircraft to have based, I didn't realise how many I had. I thought I had more room than this. Obviously not. Obviously I planned for far too much. So if we start off, we're going to start nice and simply. I'm going to go for the Aer Lingus side. So Aer Lingus are basing a A321neo and an A330-300. I don't think they might have 200s, but I haven't got one of it. I've only got the 300. These two aircraft, so the A321 operates to JFK daily. The A330 then operates to Orlando daily. So these are pretty much, they're down for maybe a few hours at a time. They're never here in the evening or the afternoon. They're normally gone by 12 o'clock, which is quite nice. It's quite a little bit different to see what we've got based. So yeah, they're starting operations from Manchester and Millwall anyway from the, I think like the 29th of July or something along them lines. So they'll hopefully merge in. So they're quite simple. Then we have Virgin, which have 2 A350s based, 1 787. I am in the process. I will have a look at when I've put in all the other airlines and see if I can add another 787 to the Virgin fleet. So Virgin are operating their usual, they're operating Orlando, which is a new route for them. Oh no, it's not, because I used to use the 74 for that. Yeah, operating Orlando and the general Virgin routes that you'd expect. There's quite a lot of repetition in there. Looking at their schedule, and kind of what I've done is I've gone through each individual airline. Well, so far I've done Aer Lingus, Virgin and TUI completely. I'm looking at what routes they're flying in real world into Manchester, for example, using the times and then working out what kind of onward routes to do from there. So it does take a lot of time, but it just makes it seem a lot more whole and round. It just makes it a bit easier to plan that way. So if I write everything down, then kind of link them all to early and late departure times, etc. But yeah, that's Virgin. Same routes as normal. They're fully scheduled, so they're not really going to change during the winter. Maybe the Orlando and stuff will drop off, but we're not too sure yet. So after that, if we go on to Ryanair, so this is a new base I'm planning for Ryanair. They're 50-50 whether they're going to be fully based or not, because I'm not too sure. Once again, it's going to depend on how much room we have left. The main ones I'm prioritising are TUI, EasyJet and having JetTwo down here, which would be quite nice. So they're the main ones I want based, short haul wise. So Ryanair, it will be great to have them on board. I've got 2 aircraft, so if they do have anything here, it will only be the 2 aircraft operating. But there'll be quite a lot of kind of stopovers, so non-based aircraft flying in and then flying back out to the same destination, Bergamo, etc. Bergamo, kind of Barcelona, all where they have their own Ryanair base, will fly into the airport. For example, I've scheduled a daily EasyJet morning flight from Malpensa, and the aircraft comes in and goes straight back out to Malpensa. So that kind of adds a bit more flexibility to it, because then you don't have the actual aircraft based here. It pops in and goes out again. So after that, we're going to JetTwo. So JetTwo are trying to get 3 aircraft based here. So ideally I want to use 2 737s and 1 75. Because the 75's absolutely gorgeous and we got to make use of them while they're here. So yeah, 2 737s and 1 75, hopefully. Or if anything, it'll be 3 737s, or even there's quite a lot of flexibility. I've got a 321, so there could be 2 73s and a 321, or one of each, maybe push the boat out. We'll see what happens. I've got quite a lot of flexibility with JetTwo, which is quite nice to have, and it's nice to have flexibility in the livery, so there's not always going to be a constant one here. Well, apart from the Sun 5 that might always be here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, they're just operating in the standard kind of charter area, as they do. On to EasyJet. So EasyJet will have a planning for 4 aircraft based. They're only mainly short term, so they're not here for long. They're not down for long anyway. When they are here, it's quite nice to see them. It's quite nice to see loads of the new livery rather than just the old livery I've got. So I do need to make a custom Neo. I've got a couple Neo models I want to make into EasyJets, just because nobody's made it yet. Or when they did make it, it went like gold dust and now it's never going to be available again. Well annoyed. I saw one of the Neos come out and I could have bought it for something like 40 quid from Hong Kong. And by the time I went to go and buy it, I don't think I'd been paid yet. I was waiting for payday and I couldn't... it had gone by then, which was really annoying, because then that was the last one I ever saw at retail price. So that's a bit of a kick in the teeth, but well, we build ourselves up and we get ourselves stronger. So yeah, each got 4 aircraft, and hopefully a nice busy summer for them. Once again, like Ryanair, there's going to be flexibility in the EasyJets. As I said, there is a scheduled Milan-Malpensa flight, which is daily, and that just goes in and out from Milan. So not every EasyJet aircraft you see will be a based EasyJet. So on to the final one, which is old TUI. So they're our biggest, kind of when you look at it, they're quite big at the airport. Compared to like all the other ones, you have 2 free models. TUI having a total of 6 over the summer. 2 787s. So we've got the Dash 9 and the Dash 8. So these kind of operate the international Caribbean routes and American routes. They do have added flexibility with the Dash, with both of them, to operate some European routes, which will be quite nice to see. It's generally just a nice feeling to see long haul aircraft used on short haul when it kicks off anyway. That'll be a good one. And then we have 4 short haul aircraft. These are quite flexible, so, well, I say that. We've got 4 short haul aircraft. I've got 2 737-800s, 2 737 Maxes, and there is the chance of the 757 coming back. I haven't put it out for this model, for this update in particular, but fingers crossed the 75 will be flying again from the airport for at least one final summer. We'll see what happens and we'll see how the schedule goes. Once again, I've completely finished their schedule, so whenever I want, I can pick and choose a time when it suits them. The issue I'm having with at the moment, when planning, this is the first update I've done it for you, in a month or 2. So I want to apologise for that. Morning to you too. The first update I've done a month or two, purely because I've been revising. I've been trying to finish off exams and stuff, so I want to apologise for that, but I'm going to film a couple updates now, and they'll do it for this week and next week. I'll try and get an Australian update on the 3rd week, and then do another 2 weeks of this, kind of, etc. And I just want to update you very quickly. I know it's the end of the video. I normally do an update at the start, but we finally have. I've kind of had a bit of a frenzy this 4 days off of doing stuff for the airport. So we finally have our background, which I think looks really cool. I know it's our line there, but of course the plan is I do still have this extension board. And I've got it this way around because, of course, the light comes in from the window all the way down here. And so it adds natural light in, rather than if I have it around the other way, there'll be a massive shadow from where the sunlight hits the edge of that. But the issue I have is I can extend it fully out, but I need to add more support. So if we go back here, so if you first of all notice, this is the grass strip that I added in the last update, maybe, in the last UK update. I've redone this with new grass, so it looks a lot better. It's not half as patchy, it's not half as bubbly. I did take some time to try and avoid getting loads of bubbles on it, and I think it looks really good. It really adds a field of depth, which, looking at airports on Instagram and stuff, I think that's definitely something I was lacking. Because it is so tight with space. For example, the runway is right on the edge of the board. That taxiway is only halfway on the board. What I am thinking of doing, which I probably won't end up doing, I'm not going to promise anything, is on the reverse side of this, having the other half of that. So basically what I could do would, to kind of play the airport round, just keep flipping it over, and even have a depth on that side. So the taxiway would be finished, there'd be a little kind of road or something, I don't know. It'd just mean I could have the airport this way around if I fancied a change. And also, I always wanted it the other way around, because if I have it this way around, well, I have the extension board in. There's a massive gap on the bed where the extension board doesn't go all the way to the top of the board. There's also a massive, this airport pretty much shifts right over, so it's a really tight squeeze, especially for me. Put a bit of timber on. So it's a bit of a tight squeeze. So having it the other way around, I can take on off the extension board. It doesn't really matter. But that's in the future. Once again, I want to get it finished. Other thing that I've done is over here. So I think I've done them all now. I've done all the safe docks for all the terminal, which is quite nice. I just need to add all the stand numbers. And if we go over to this corner, we have a brand new cargo facility. So I did kind of plan what I wanted here. I just haven't done it yet. So we got a new cargo building. This is Donata. I've also added, I finally painted these safe docks and stuff that I bought from custom airport models or custom scale airports, something like that, from Instagram. Finally done it. Finally painted them. I think they look really good. I do wish the paint I used for the general metal frame was a bit lighter. It needs to be a bit more silvery rather than grey. But I can live with that. And I think definitely with the yellow bollards at the bottom, you can see the safe docks in black, which does come out nicely. And then the control boxes in red. It all just makes it look a little bit different. And the stand numbers are the ones I've printed off, so they look really good on that board. And it's nice to add them. So what I've done with these is, the smaller ones, the size of them is tight, like a couple mil smaller than the other one. But I've basically just drilled a hole in the board. And these double ones, they fit they're perfectly fitted. So they're you put a little bit of a push in, and it just sits in there. I say that now, I won't sit. And it just sits in there nicely, so they won't be a permanent fixture. I'll have to plop them in and out every time I do an update, but it's progression. There's now something here which is nice. I just need to finish this little square here. I don't know what's going to go there, and that back end over there. I need to kind of crack on with that bit and get that finished, and then I can even start the little extension plane. Whether or not I actually ever do anything with this extension board, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see for the future. Okay, I'm not rambled on enough now for one update. Hopefully you've enjoyed it though, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one, which will be a normal update, but it is quite hard to do a schedule because the schedule's a bit everywhere at the moment, trying to organise everything. But yes, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll see you next one. Have a good weekend, and adios. Goodbye.